Hey traders, Akil Stokes here, and welcome back to another one of my Forex trading blogs. If you guys are new, I am the chief currency analyst as well as the head Forex trading coach over at TradingPower.com. And this is a short blog video that I like to do a few times a week, just keeping you guys updated on how my trading is going or answering any important questions that I've had either from our Syndicate members, live room members, or in this case, a YouTube subscriber. Now, today's video, we're going to talk about correlations and really a little bit about currency strength. But before I get started, I want to let you know that this is just my opinion. So this is typically a controversial subject whenever I talk about it. And I know there are some keyboard warriors out there just waiting to strike. You've already started typing things in saying, "You're crazy. You don't know what you're talking about. This isn't professional." Understand that this is just my opinion, just as your opinion is yours. I am a technical chartist, meaning I use technical analysis to find trading opportunities in the market. So that is the core element and the core principle in my trading philosophy. Just because it is my core principle doesn't mean it has to be yours. So we don't have to see eye to eye. We just have to be open to different opinions in the market. So hear me out. I'm not trying to convince you that this way is right. I'm just going to provide my opinion on the subject because it was a question that was brought to me by a few different traders. Now, the question is this. Let's go ahead and read it to you. It came off this past weekend's Forex market preview video. Excuse me. It's a question from Mark. He said, "Hey mate, I've got a professional question for you. Sorry to bother you, but I'll be grateful if you can answer. There is a screener service of Forex FinViz. In this FinViz, I see a performance on daily and weekly, etc. For example, right now, the Aussie dollar has the worst trend and the Canadian dollar has the opposite. Does that mean that I have to sell the Aussie Canada automatically? Or if the pound yen and, if the yen and the Canadian dollar on the weekly, does it mean that I have to buy Canada yen? I don't know. Maybe it's BS. Because the trends are changing quickly. So it's a question about dollar strength and correlation, or not dollar strength, it's a question about currency strength and correlation. And I think I'm going to gear this argument or this discussion more towards correlation as a whole, just because I think more of you guys will understand it instead of going into, different indexes and the strength of this currency versus that currency. And my opinion on correlation, well, I guess we'll get started with this. Many of you may be confused about FinViz. FinViz is a site here. I used to use this when I was a stock investor, that you can go to screen different stocks. You can see I actually still use it for news events. Click the news tab, you'll see a whole list of different news releases, blogs on the right. But you can go here as a stock screener and really start screening different stocks that you want to watch on a daily basis, or daily, weekly, monthly, however it is that you screen your stocks. There's also this cool little industry map over here as well, where you get all the fancy red and green boxes. I used to have this up all the time when I wanted to look like a professional trader, but I really wasn't. But they have something very similar for the Forex market as well. If you click the Forex tab here, and I don't know if this is the exact site that the trader is going to, but it's the one that I know of. If you click the Forex tab, you can go to performance. You'll get a little chart you can change around that will show you the strength or the weakness of the particular currency. So you can see on this example right now, the pound is strong and the yen is weak. And what the trader is asking is, when I see something like this, does this automatically mean that when I go to the pound yen pair, that I should buy pound yen only because the pound is showing overall strength and the yen is showing overall weakness? There's a few other places you can go to get this information as well. You can just load up the indexes. A lot of traders like to use the dollar index, for example, to look at the US dollar, as it shows you what dollar strength or weakness is compared to a basket of other currencies. There's also graphs like this. I'm not quite sure of the name. If you guys want to type it in below, let me know. But there are graphs like this that show basically a line chart of the different indexes out there. And you can see the strength or weakness of each and really how they compare to each other by looking to see if the gap is widening or closing, kind of like if you were looking at moving averages, for example. So there are many ways you can look at different correlations between pairs, different overall strength or weakness factors between pairs. But the question is, does it really matter? And in my opinion, it doesn't. Now, again, technical analyst. I trade what I see on the charts. I'm not saying it doesn't matter at all. I think it's perfectly fine for a trader to use something like this to create an overall confirmation bias and have an idea of what is strong and what is weak. I know a few traders that actually use this as a trading strategy, and hey, as long as you're consistently profitable with it, go for it. But for me personally, if I were to use something like this, I want to keep that information in the back of my head, and I want to pay more attention to what's happening on the individual price chart. And I'll give you a perfect example using a sports reference. So give me a second, let me load up a blank screen, and I'll show you exactly what I mean. All right, so I like making the comparison between trading and sports, especially the Forex market in sports, because it really is very, very, very similar, meaning it's an individual matchup that matters. Unlike the stock market where you're buying a particular stock or you're buying a particular commodity, something like that, in the Forex market, you're trading or you're trading one currency versus another. So if you're trading, for example, the euro yen, you're not just trading the European dollar. You're just not trading the yen. You're trading the European dollar versus the yen. And that's the only battle that matters. And again, it's very similar to pick your favorite sport, seeing two teams line up on the field and, play the game. And when you're making overall judgments or overall assumptions based off what's not happening on the field of play, you can sometimes get in trouble. And a perfect example came this week in the NFL. Again, you can use any sport, whatever fits with you best to make this comparison. But here's what happened this week in the National Football League. We had two teams play. We had the Kansas City Chiefs, which is Trading Power. That's their home team since they're based in Kansas. So I like picking on them a little bit. We had the Kansas City Chiefs play the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So just to give you some, background information, the Kansas City Chiefs are good. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers are not good. Kansas City was ranked number 5 in the NFL Power Rankings, so they were rated as the 5th best team in the league, while Tampa Bay was rated 25th. So they were one of the worst teams in the league. So just thinking about that in general, Kansas City strength being ranked high, Tampa Bay weakness being ranked low, you would assume that Kansas City should have no problem beating Tampa Bay, right? Now we can take this analogy to another level. They both have a common opponent. So here's an example. Kansas City earlier in the year played the Oakland Raiders. Kansas City beat the Oakland Raiders. Earlier in the year, Tampa Bay also played the Oakland Raiders. The Oakland Raiders beat Tampa Bay. So if Oakland beat Tampa Bay and Kansas City beat Oakland, it's only logical to assume that Kansas City should beat Tampa Bay, right? Now, you know where I'm going already. This week when those two teams lined up, guess what happened? Tampa Bay beat Kansas City. But everything said it was supposed to go the other way. It doesn't matter until you line up on the field and actually play. And that's how I feel about the currency market. It doesn't matter about the dollar index. I don't care how strong the dollar is. I don't care how weak the yen is. When I look at the dollar yen pair, I'm only going to make my decision based off what I see on the chart. Now, if I see something on the chart that falls into that general analysis, if I see buying opportunities and the price chart is saying buy here, buy here, buy here, then I will buy it. But even if I'm seeing selling opportunities, guess what? I'm going to look for those selling opportunities because that's what the chart tells me. And the way I trade is I trade my plan. My plan is to do technical analysis on the price chart and take the trading opportunities that meet my plan of action. Take the trades that meet my rules of engagement. So when I look at the currency market, that's what I have to do. So I personally don't really care too much about correlations. I do understand that correlations exist. I also understand that correlations change over time. But I'm not going to lock myself into a bias just because of what one currency is doing against a handful of other currencies or what this currency is doing against that currency. All that matters to me is when the two currencies or the two teams lining up on the field, right? I'm able to do my analysis on that individual matchup and make my best trade prediction. So that's my thought on correlations. Again, it's the bigger topic was kind of about strength in currencies as well, but it's essentially the same thing. Correlations, taking some type of bias based on this and having it affect your decision over here. Same difference. But that's my opinion on it. Again, it's somewhat controversial. I've talked about it before, and I seem to always get yelled at. If you're someone that disagrees with me, and again, this is my opinion, I'm not trying to change yours, but if you disagree with me, feel free to leave a comment below in the comment box, just saying why you disagree. Don't be one of those traders that just says, Akil, you're stupid, it doesn't work, right? If you're going to leave a comment, at least make your case. I respect people that actually have an opinion and reason behind their comments. I don't respect you if you just say, Akil, you stunk, you're wrong. Tell me why. And it always makes for some good conversation, especially for the traders watching this. They're not here to just follow everything I say. They come to this YouTube channel because we have a great community, because we have very positive comments, and because they have the chance to really see the different opinions of different traders. So feel free to share your opinion on a subject. And also, if there's another subject that you guys like or that you'd like me to discuss in a blog format, please leave that question there as well. Most of these blog posts are because of you guys. Yes, it is a way for me to vent. This is a way for me to really journal in a way. But for the most part, I'm here to answer your guys' questions and hopefully provide you guys some more content, some more information that will help push you along that path of becoming a consistently profitable trader, especially for you guys that don't get to see me in the syndicate or the live room or a training course like that. And you're just here to take up the free information. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. It was fun. It's a little different topic, but I always like making sports comparisons. I'm a big sports guy. If you do, show me that you liked it by hitting that like button, by sharing this on social media. If you're new, also hit that subscribe button so you don't miss my next video. And I'll see you guys next time. Until then, plan your trade, trade your plan. Take care, traders. Enjoy your Thanksgiving if I don't see you by then. Eat a lot, then pass out and worry about the markets next week.